Hey, what's going on? This is Justin here, and I haven't done a studio tour in a while. There's a lot of stuff going on back here and down there. I thought it'd be fun to take you through it. You've seen my movie walls, which is on the opposite side over here, and you've never actually seen my studio space. So I thought I would do a studio tour, show you different sections, different areas of these three walls here that occupy my studio, and I'll flip the camera around, show you some interesting things, how I have my desk set up, and we'll go from there. So let's do it. Starting from my perspective, we have my laptop here, and then I have this, what is that, like a 20-inch TV, maybe 22-inch TV as my second monitor. We recently got a new TV in our bedroom. I brought this down and hooked it up to my computer. It's nice, it works. The best part is that I could eventually hook up a DVD player here and I could watch movies on the screen and work on this screen. Over here to the side, I have my Munbin label printer. And then over here, hidden, collecting dust, that is a hard drive connected to this main computer, which I don't really use that often. Here we have, if I'm working on a new project, I'll have books for reference, things that I want to look into. So I have these autobio comics here from Jeffrey Brown. I have this new Mouse Guard book here because I'm thinking of making an autobio comic in this square format. So little research materials here. I've got some cardboards, empty cardboards that I've been working with. There's the new Predator, one of the new Predators from Killer of Killers. I usually have a stack. More Predator, Karate Kid, look at this. Whenever these are completed, I'll take them over to this side here. And this is a stack of cardboards that I've been working on. And then underneath that stack is all the Marty paintings that I'll draw on. So she'll work on a bunch of these watercolors and I'll keep them. And then, you know, if I'm feeling inspired, I'll stare at her paintings and see what I can come up with. So I have this little shelf here that's got a lot of books. This whole stack down here, this is all the Jeffrey Brown books that I acquired, as well as the Great Showdowns by Scott C. The YA stuff that I've read and have collected. I'm in this. Dead Man Tells the Spooky Tales. Shout out Joe Loves Crappy Movies. Then moving down here into the bottom area, this is underneath my desk. This is like overstock of comics I've picked up. These were some of the comics I picked up from Free Comic Book Day. Some stuff over here. And then in this black box is a lot of receipts. So that's a lot of like tax stuff and papers that I need to go through eventually. There is my scale for when I measure packages to ship out. Just a lot of boxes of stuff down here. This is a webcam that I bought on a Kickstarter that I need to hook up. But I want to wait to get till I get a new computer. So yeah, I try to keep the underneath here pretty clean. It's a little dusty on there. I'm sure there's some dead spiders down there. And there's my wastebasket. Now moving right along here, I have a standing desk. It's a little elevated. Now underneath there is my PC. And this PC is old. I've had this since college. Didn't bother to upgrade because I just didn't feel like I needed to. Fun fact, all of the Kindergartens, all the issues of the Kindergartens was done on this computer. It's a weird setup. It's kind of wonky, but normally this thing is on top of here, but I have all these toys I need to organize and statues I need to display somewhere else. That's where the keyboard goes, but the keyboard normally sits here, and the tablet sits here, and then I'll stand and I'll work. Yeah, it's just an old computer. I don't actually use it as often as I used to. The last kindergarten book I worked on, If You Give a Kid a Comic, I actually did all of that on the iPad. I might get rid of this PC, or I might just keep it until it completely dies, but it's running older software. So let's talk about the mess that is these figurines and stuff. My buddy Justin Stewart sent me this. It is a Cody Rhodes as Casey Jones, which will go on that toy shelf over here. Here's my collection of Mossman figures on either side. This one has no legs, I believe. So that's an old one. And then I got a little Casey Jones wind up here. which I need to store on that shelf as well as this Sewer Shredders Casey Jones. So I got 3 Casey Jones figures that I want to display. Just haven't had the time. Normally this Cintiq goes here. This is another Sewer Shredder, but this is a Mondo Gecko. And that will go in the turtle bin. I have a turtle bin. It's a little Stay Puft figurine here. My buddy Sam, she got this for me for my birthday one year. This is awesome. There's my short round. That's my best friend. There's Felicia Day. Here's a new chair I got, which I haven't officially started using. I'm still using the older chair. My cousin gave me this chair, but I don't know how to set the height. So it just kind of hangs out over here. Right there's a giant mess board with a bunch of stickers on it. And then here is the Casey Jones toy shelf. So I featured this a lot on my channel. There's the mask. There's this little Lego figurine. There is the signed Kevin Eastman Casey Jones sketch. And this is looking like a really sweet shelf. Before I used to put all kinds of different toys, and then I got real lazy because I didn't want to dig them all out. So I stuck with a theme. And it's Casey Jones, who is my favorite Ninja Turtle character. So moving down here, there's a little Thomas the Train art desk. If Marty, my daughter, ever wants to work with me, she can sit here, and there's some supplies here, coloring boards, crayons, markers, etc. And then here's the tall bookshelf. Collection of art books, carefully curated. Before I just used to buy everything, but now I'm like trying to focus on, movies that sort of had really good design style and visual aesthetics that I love. So these are all art books pretty much in the tall shelf. Another look at the top here. That is an unopened Calvin and Hobbes collection. I think it's the paperback. This I found at a thrift store. This is the Ashley Wood Extreme Finale art book by IDW. This is a beast. I got all 6 volumes of the IDW collection. I have the March series over there, as well as Run and For Goodness Sake by Kaylin Smith. Over here we have our Mike Huddleston TMNT poster print that my buddy Justin Stewart got for me. I have here an Old Brother scanner, the 11 by 17 scanner bed, which I really love. Down here is comics. I actually have way more comics, but the stuff on here, I'd say I've not read 60% of. I put these out so that I can pick them up and read them whenever I got time. Lots of omnibuses here. I got the Batman 66, unopened Superman, Death and Return. Lots of Image, Dark Horse, Boom. So this is my comic shelf. I have way more. There's a bunch of indies right here. The Sun Brothers, Corey Lewis, Power Punch Boot Camp. And then going down here is the Turtle playset. Right behind that is a bunch of comic short boxes. This is stuff that I've recently picked up from Comic Cons. There's the Turtle bin. Here's another bin with all the giant figures from the 2013 series. But yeah, these are all the Turtle toys I have. Here are ones that I have yet to open. I just picked this one up. The Mechazoid 3 with the mini mech, which I believe it seems like they're going to do a second season of the TV show, because it's got all these newer styles of turtles on there. And then let's skip up here to the top. There is the Turtle bin with all the Turtle toys and the accessories. See more Sewer Shredders. Lots of stuff in here. Here's all the parts for the mix and match. So Marty can, come and play around with this and mess around with the figures and stuff. And directly underneath that are more art books. And some books I'm actually in. Like these ones right here. I'm in that Ghostbusters art book, Visions from the Upside Down, The Thing, Aliens, Firefly. Those are all printed in blood books that I am in. This is, we went to Back to the Future, the musical, and I got the book, and here's the playbill. It was a great show. Okay, now this right here, I haven't opened yet. Right here, we have an unopened 2022 sketch collection of Kim Jung-gi, the late great. The 2022, that is the year, I believe, that he passed. And I had ordered this collection, and I just couldn't bring myself to open it. I'm not opening it because it's like, oh, you know, the value will be better if I keep it sealed. It's just like, I don't know, like it feels weird to open it. So it has yet to be opened, but I will get to it eventually. But yeah, so just more books here. Now let's take a look at the walls. These are paintings my daughter did when she turned 1. This is an illustration Irene did for me for one of my birthdays, and it's also a Reels on Wheels graphic she created. There's Childish Gambino by Sina Grace, as well as this signed original art from the issue that featured Childish Gambino of Little Depressed Boy. Jeffrey Brown art. This is How to Feel Miserable as an Artist. It's kind of like a daily reminder not to do those things. Scotty Young, Justin Peterson, Casey Jones. Down here we have A Sweet Thing by Joe Dunn of Joe Loves Crappy Movies. And then all my original comic pages, mostly Ninja Turtles. This is the newest acquisition from Gavin Smith. I bought it because I liked the second time around her thrift store. I thought he did a real good job with that and the inks on that. So eventually I want to get all Ninja Turtle art here, but for now I have the Star Trek piece, this Crimson piece by Humberto Ramos, and one of the Oz pages from Scotty Young. And that is my studio. It's a lot in these 3 walls. That is the Ninja Turtles. It's every frame of the Ninja Turtles movie, like the color, and like smashed together. So I thought that was kind of cool. That is my art studio. This is where I create, and we'll see if it gets updated for next year, but this is where it's at right now. I realized I didn't shoot a proper ending to the video, so here I am now. I'm gonna insert it in. There's the timeline. I was editing it. I'm in my studio working right now. There's my kid. She's watching Paw Patrol. See, I pulled the table out and we do crafts and color, and she painted my nails.